standing in front of the units. It's a 2-on-1. And how much, what's the lot size of this, you know?
This is half acre.
Half acre, okay. Be 22,000 square feet, yeah. Nice street. Big school across the street, Burbank Elementary. Visual Performing and Folk Arts Magnet School. Really nice single family homes in this area. Quiet. Roof looks newer. Looks like newer concrete down here. Okay.
So let me just kind of tell you what I did.
Okay.
So when I got the property and when we first started construction, all of these exterior walls were completely rotten.
Okay.
Completely termite eaten. So I actually had to shore up the roof and reframe all the walls on the lower on this. So everything you see below the roof line is all new. All that's been reframed.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So that's why it was, you know, there's kind of a little chunk of change there.
Mm-hmm. Did you remove that tree in the front yard?
I did.
Okay.
I did. I got rid of the tree.
Okay.
So yeah, so this is the front unit.
Laminate floor. Good ceilings. Okay. This kitchen. Could we go in those bedrooms?
Yeah. You can go over.
First bedroom. Well, it doesn't. Second. Okay. Third. Okay. And the bathroom. Okay.
Yeah, it's got an occupancy sensor. So yeah, so everything you see in here is what we kind of did.
Okay. Thank you. This looks like newer concrete. How old is this?
I poured all this. I poured all the concrete.
You did all this?
Yeah,
okay.
because it used to have, it was asphalt before, and it was just like, you can see the dirt through it. It was just really in bad condition. So this is it was part of the contract.
Right, okay.
I mean, just the concrete alone was $40,000. Just that was my cost, 40 grand.
Right.
You know.
It's what you paid for it, not what you charged.
Right, yes, exactly. So, yeah, so that's that. So this is, I had already reframed this house. I don't know if you can see, but this is, you see all the new framing members on the inside? So I had already reframed this whole thing. And
put new studs in.
I put all new studs, correct.
Okay.
So, and then, you know, I put the new beams in, the ceiling, and that's kind of like what I did.
So this is part what you're going to be needing the money for
Correct.
as well.
Correct.
Okay.
And I want to finish the driveway and, you know, wrap up, you know, a bunch of other miscellaneous things.
So there's 3 separate units here.
There's
then.
3 units, yes.
Okay.
And so the only 2 that are occupied is this one and the one up front.
Okay.
So I have to come back to this one.
And you mentioned now the revenue, you're going to raise revenue on the front and the back maybe? Or
Maybe the front will stay the same. Just because she's like a single mom, but I rent to her for $23.50.
Okay.
And this guy back here, I charge him $12.50.
I
think he changed the lock on the bottom, and I can't get in. I unlocked the top one, but he locked the bottom.
Okay.
Let me see if you can. I don't know. Can you see through the window, maybe?
A little bit. There's a living room and.
I don't know if I can get in or not.
Yep, I see a TV, refrigerator. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if I can. Yeah, he changed the lock. I can see that he's got a new lock on the bottom. It's not the same as the top. I unlocked the top, but I couldn't unlock
Okay,
the top.
it is what it is, so.
All right. Well,
You want to take me back here then?
Yeah, sure. So, my plan is also to use the money to, I already went to the city and I'm able to build an ADU for every single structure on the lot.
Whoa, you can build 3 of them then?
So I can build 3 ADUs here.
Okay.
So my plan is to do one ADU here. and then a new garage and an ADU next to the pink one, and then above the garage in front of the other house, another ADU.
Okay.
So yeah, so obviously that's the property line, and then the fence behind the Lance camper is also the property line.
All right.
And so now I just kind of use it for my construction stuff, and it beats. I used to pay for a lot, but now I don't have to.
Okay. So you keep all your general contracting stuff here?
I do keep some of my stuff here. Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
And tell me how you came to acquire this again?
So what happened was I had signed a contract. So this is what happened. The girl that owned the property, she actually worked for me.
Okay.
And
she's one of your employees?
She was one of my employees.
Right. And
so what happened was she'd worked for me for a long time, and her mother was living in this middle house. Mm-hmm. And her mother passed away. Okay. But her grandmother was the one who had everything in the trust. Mm-hmm. So, but the thing is they never did anything with it because the mom was living here rent free. Right. And they had some renters up front and they had renters in the back. So what happened was she went out and, well, then the mom passed away. So she says, hey, I'd like to get these houses up to snuff so I can get some good rents, because she at the time was renting this front house for like $1,100.
Oh boy.
Well, but if you saw the condition of it, it was like really super poor. Okay. And I think she was paying, the back house was renting for like $800. Uh-huh. So what happened was she left working with me to go work for somebody else, to obviously go make more money. But I had already signed a contract with her to do all the work for her. Right. After her mom passed away. And so I started doing the work. She made some payments. When her mom passed away, she had gotten some money, and she was making some payments, and then she lost her job. And then she tried to get some hard money, and she's like, she couldn't qualify. They wanted to take a second against her house, or take money out of her house. And it was like a big, it was a big story. I don't know all the details. All she did was, because I contracted to do all three houses here, and her sister's house and her house, I remodeled their houses also. Oh. So what happened was, I kind of like said, okay, you know what? We'll just do one big package deal, and I'll take care of you guys. So I started working. She paid me like 90 grand, and we finished those other houses. And then she's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I basically lost my job. I'm on unemployment. I don't have any way to get qualified to get another loan. What do you recommend I do? And I'm like, I don't know. I said, if I were you, I would just sell it, figure out how to get me my money, and go from there. We had this conversation here when this was still under construction, and I said, you just let me know what you want to do. I'm not pressed for money or whatever. So she's like, okay. I literally walk out here to get my truck. She comes chasing me down. She says, how about you buy it from me? Mm-hmm. And I said, what do you want for it? She's like, well, what do you think it's worth? And this was like a couple years ago. Mm-hmm. And I said, I don't know, probably in the condition it's in right now. I said, maybe 800 or 900 grand, or maybe a little bit less. And so she says, okay. She, kind of took out her phone and she did some calculations based on what she owed me for her house and her sister's house. And then she just threw out a number. And I was like, okay, I'll do it. I'll do that. And that's how the whole thing happened.
And how did it become free and clear if you had to pay her like X amount, $100,000?
Well, because what I did was I ate all of the money from the remodel that I had already done. Because there was a lot of money. Like this house right here, it's got all new plumbing. It has all new electrical, all new sewer. Like the internals of this house, it's 100% brand new. It's like basically I built a brand new house for her. Okay. So that's basically where the nut of the money came from, or was from. So I basically ate all of that money that I lost, plus she didn't have to pay me for any of the properties from the other two properties that she also inherited from the trust. So she inherited this property and two other houses that were in a trust. So her sister got one property, her name is Emily. She's also on that deal. And then her name is Sarah. So what happened was they were able to separate those two houses from the trust, and they got those houses individually. But this property was held in the actual trust. And so that's pretty much how the whole thing happened.
And then your debt heard that Toyota was wet completely after this was quit claimed and all that.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.